Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today I have a really good tip for you for vocal cord closure. Some people are writing me and asking me about that. Which exercises can we use to get more vocal cord closure? And you know that if you close your vocal cords very good, more than you think, then the air beneath your vocal cords, which is stored in your lungs, this air will create an automatic appoggio in your body because it will push down your diaphragm and it will expand your ribs because it is kind of stopped here with your vocal cords when they are good closed. So with good vocal cords closure, guys, you will have an automatic appoggio or breath support going on in your body. Don't forget that, okay? You need to remember that. If you close the ventile, the air beneath it will have a certain air pressure and create a pressure in your body that will push your diaphragm down for a longer time of period while you're singing this phrase, and will expand your ribs and will engage your abdominal muscles down there. And this whole process is only reached by closing the vocal cords. And if you don't believe me, let's do a test now, okay? Let's do a double check. Let's close the vocal cords entirely. With entirely closed vocal cords, of course, you cannot sing, but you can close them and see what's happening beneath your body and with the air pressure. Okay, when you want to close your vocal cords, you do this. When you want to vomit or if you want to carry something really heavy, you're closing your vocal cords. Okay, now we're closing, yeah? This very tight feeling in the throat. And what will happen with your diaphragm? Observe your body contracts now. So this is the thing I told you. Your diaphragm stays down and doesn't go up. Your ribs are expanding or are staying out, and your abdominal muscles, they engage with only closing the vocal cords. Okay? And when you release the air and you open up your vocal cords, your body collapses. And with a collapsed body, we don't sing. So we need that open body filled with air. And that we can keep by closing the vocal cords more than we thought, okay? Now, people will say, but the Bernoulli effect with singing, they're closing anyway, and they're coming together, and that is enough because of the physics of the Bernoulli effect. Go and read what the Bernoulli effect is. No, this is not enough with certain people. This is not enough. This was not enough for me. With singing alone, yes, they come together and vibrate. This is not enough for me. It's not enough vocal cord closure. I need to help it more. I need more vocal cord closure for really big arias and roles that I have to endure and to have condition and to have support for. Yes, I can produce sounds by only thinking about sing, 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 and they will close anyway. But this is not enough for certain people like me, so they need to help it. Vocal cord closure, if you don't have enough vocal cord closure, let me tell you what the problems are. You can still phonate very nice, you can still sing very nice, but on the side you will have some problems, like intonation problems. You will have no control of your voice or less control, that sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. This happens when the vocal cord closure is not enough. Or if you have problems to sing high notes, if you crack in your high notes, then you for sure have a vocal cord closure lack. It's too open. Even though they come together and vibrate, it's still too open, yeah? Or if you have no focus in your voice, if you have no homogenic vibration in your voice, if you can't sing certain arias because you're afraid that you cannot make it, then you have vocal cord closure problems. You need to close them more in order to be able to have your voice under control and to be able to sing whatever you want. Okay, and to have no fears about singing high notes. High notes with good close vocal cords, no problem. Okay, so in my previous videos I gave you some tips. Now today I'm giving you another one, a very brutal one, but it's nature. Nothing will happen to you. Don't worry. As I showed you, close your vocal cords entirely like this. And then let some air release between your vocal cords. Let's close. And release. One more. Hold it, hold it. Okay? This you have to do many times during a day. And you don't have to do it very brutal. You can do Alice. Let your mind remember good closed vocal cords. Let your mind remember closed vocal cords, because this is what's happening in your throat while you're singing. Of course, not entirely. Now, when you close this, let's do it one more time. You feel a pressure here, right? You feel some kind, if you really do it very hard, you feel a pressure here. That pressure is air. Air that is gathering beneath your vocal cords, that air, and wants to go through your vocal cords, but you don't let them. And that pressure on your chest, on your sternum, is air pressure that is beneath your vocal cords that are closed. Now, this air pressure, that I always say, sing in your sternum, lean on your sternum. If you have watched my previous videos, this is all about this air pressure. I want you to feel this gathered air pressure here, because you should not let the air pass with the first note entirely and collapse your body with that. That air pressure needs to stay beneath your vocal cords in order to have the air pressure in your body going on, because that air pressure produces appoggio, that air pressure produces breath support, that keeps your diaphragm down, that keeps your ribs out, that engages your abdominal muscles down there. Please try to get friends with this air pressure beneath your vocal cords. So let's do it again. You feel a pressure here, right? An engagement or pressure, you name it as you want. This is air gathering underneath your vocal cords, and that is good. And now when you sing, remember that feeling that you had with that air pressure, because your body can reproduce whatever you train it. Yeah. So, and now we will do that and then phonate right after we close them. Okay, like this. And then close it again. So close it entirely. Sing an E and then close it again. Like this. Okay? So you do the vomit feeling, you sing the E, and you do the vomit feeling, which is the good close, entirely closing the vocal cords. It's just a tool. I'm not saying you to sing the whole aria like this. I'm saying use this tool to get introduced to very good vocal cords so that your mind can remember good closed vocal cords. One more time. Close, E, close. E, E. You can also use a little bit of glottis in the beginning phase to get introduced to good vocal cords, good closed vocal cords. Okay? And now we do ah. Okay? Close, ah, close. It's harder. Okay? So you have to open your vocal cords for that ah, unless you cannot sing, but then close them again just to see how the feeling was. Okay? This is the second exercise you can do. Now, close, release. Close, release. Do this 5 times. Do you see how your diaphragm reacts? It immediately goes down and stays down. And that way the ribs stay out and the abdominals engage. So we're trying to get the breath support going on in our body for years. And there's one thing that you can do to reach that. Ha ha ha. That's it. So but remember that pressure that you feel here, which is the air that is gathered beneath your vocal cords and wants to go through it, but you don't let them. You just let them little by little, but not with the first note. Okay, and now I bring an aria and I do the same thing with my aria. Where is my aria? Here. Where is my piano? Okay, I just sold my piano because I want a new one. So I have to get along with this. So, I'm sorry guys. So, I'm going to sing Voce di Donna from La Gioconda with this tool of closing and opening in between my aria, like this. Okay? I close it. I take a breath. I close it, okay? And then I start. One more time. Voci di donna. D'angelo. So you can only renew your breath for the breathing in, singing, finished. Again, breathing in, singing. That means breathing in, closing the vocal cords, singing, closing the vocal cords. Breathing, closing the vocal cords, singing, closing the vocal cords. Okay, so breathing in, closing the vocal cords, singing. Voci di donna. Right there, where you feel this tight closure of your vocal cords and that pressure beneath it, I sing right there. This is my onset. This is where I start, I end, I sing, I stay. This is where everything happens. These are the vocal cords. And I don't like to sing somewhere else. I like to sing here, where everything happens. You don't have to focus on here. You can sing, you can take this part of your body to have an onset. But if you have your onset here, or even behind, this is very far from where it really happens. Everything happens here. Okay, your vocal cords are here, and you're speaking here, and you're crying here, you're shouting here, everything happens here. Also closing the vocal cords, which closing the vocal cords is actually a natural instinct of your body to prevent to get any kind of debris or obstacle into your throat. So it closes to secure your tube, your breathing tube. Okay, so it's a secure mechanism. It's very important for us to survive. So I'm going to take use of that for my phonation because it's the same place, it's the same thing. And I want good closed vocal cords, and I'm going to take use of that. I'm going to take use of closed vocal cords and then slowly open it up for singing. Okay, so Voci di donna, d'angelo. And while I'm singing, I'm remembering that feeling where my vocal cords were closed and I had this certain air pressure underneath it. So I'm trying to reproduce that feeling while I'm singing. So that way my body understands that I need this air pressure beneath my vocal cords. I should not sing with too much air, you know? Sing on very closed vocal cords. Like they're kind of closed, but not really. Yeah? Close them and then release. But keep that slight air pressure feeling going on still while you're singing, if you can. And this you can train, this you can feel. And if you don't feel it, you have to train more because you feel that, yeah? And especially when you sing very high notes, you need that pressure because then the pressure rises because you have more air want to come for the high note, right? But we don't let them so much air with the high note coming out because then you will have a crack. So this air pressure is a lot when you have high notes. So close your vocal cords, and wherever you feel that pressure, that's the place you're going to open up for singing now. The good closed vocal cords, you're going to open them up for a high note. Now I did it very clear for you to see how it is with a little bit of glottis. Yeah. I'm not singing here my high note. I'm singing it here. Okay, so I close my vocal cords. This was brutally. I just wanted to show you. Normally, I would make it smoother, the onset, because I'm already trained. So I do it smoother now because I know the place. I know how it feels to have very good vocal cords, and then I do it smoother, yeah? But the ones who have no clue about this, they need to do a little bit of glottis in the beginning, yeah? And not all the time. Okay, this is maybe a new approach for some of you, and some of you will also not agree with me, which is totally okay because we need so many different kind of explanations to get to the goal. And if somebody did gain something from what I said right now, I'm very happy. If one of you gained something from this, because it helped me a lot. It saved me. It saved my singing life totally. When I understood that vocal cord closure is not only done by singing itself with the Bernoulli effect, but with helping it a little bit more by closing the vocal cords, because even the ENT, the doctor who was looking into my throat, saw that I always had a gap even though I was phonating. And that gap that was not closing, I'm training right now with closing my vocal cords more. And now they don't see a gap anymore. So I worked it away. I worked on my vocal cord closure and now they are closed. So maybe this will help you, yeah? In your daily life, when you're sitting in a tram or when you're sitting in the car or when you're doing something, because this is the feeling of singing. This is what you should feel when you're singing. Of course, not that heavy because you're closing them totally. When you sing, they're a little bit open, but little bit, not too much. Okay? This is another tool for you to work. Let me know if you have some questions. Thank you. Ciao.